This guide is for the Fire Emblem Heroes mobile game and it rolls around the Hero Merit mechanic. It's going to be divided on 5 parts and I'm going to leave some timestamps on the description in case you want to skip to one part in specific. I'm not a native English speaker, so in case you can't understand what I'm saying, you can just read what's on the screen. This is basically an exercise for me, so yeah. So first things first, why should you farm Hero Merit? To get hero feathers to use on your heroes for custom projects, inheritance, etc. Now onto the Hero Merit mechanic. Its in-game description says, always earn Hero Merit for battles that they survive. After earning enough, they'll give you hero feathers via the home screen. This description sums it up pretty nicely, but I would still like to go in detail over this mechanic so you have a better understanding about how it works. A unit doesn't need to fight a battle to earn Hero Merit, just with being deployed and surviving the map is enough. The max amount of Hero Merit obtainable per unit and per map is 5. This doesn't apply to foreign ones. When multiple copies of the same hero are deployed, they all earn Hero Merit. Friend allies don't earn Hero Merit. The same applies to other units that aren't yours. The amount of Hero Merit earned depends on various factors. I won't go in depth into that, but here are some of the factors that affect it the most. First is your unit's level. A level 40 unit is able to earn 5 Hero Merit, which is the max. Next is the level of the enemy. If your unit's level is higher than the enemy with the highest level on the map, you'll earn less Hero Merit. The same applies if there's more than a 3 level difference with that same enemy. Forging bonds doubles Hero Merit. And I'm going to leave a Gamepedia article that goes more in depth into formula in the description, in case you're interested in that. All heroes with the same title share the same Hero Merit value. So, for example, a Naga's Voice Tiki will share her Hero Merit value with another Naga's Voice Tiki, but not with a Legendary Dragon Tiki. When a hero has earned 500 HM or a multiple, they will give 500 hero feathers when tapped in the home screen. You don't lose feathers if you wait to collect them. If you have more than 500 unclaimed feathers on a hero, you'll get them all at once, but you can only get a multiple of 500. You can collect the feathers from any hero with the same title. It doesn't have to be the exact same one who actually earned the HM. You don't earn more if you have multiple copies. If you don't have a hero in your barracks, you won't be able to claim the hero feathers, since they won't be able to appear in the home screen. The max amount of Hero Merit as of the recording of this video is 6000. This cap might be raised in the future. And now with that out of the way, here's the fun part. Most methods consist of clearing the same map multiple times with auto battle. I'll go over the pros and cons of each method so you can choose which one is best for you. Rival Domains is a mode under the special map section. It takes place on a large map where you have to destroy the fortress to clear it. You earn a reward if your score is high enough, but it's not necessary to earn Hero Merit. You can choose up to 20 units to clear a map, but only 8 can be in the map at a time. If a unit is defeated, they will be replaced by the next one. You can use your friend's lead unit if you want, but they won't earn Hero Merit. You can't bring multiple copies of the same hero or multiple units with Dance, Sing or equivalent. The map changes each week on Saturday and there is no way to predict how it will look. Only the units currently in the map when it's cleared earn HM. This mode doesn't cost stamina and you can't replace these maps with Fey Pass. This method consists on destroying the main fortress as quickly as possible with auto battle. Normally it takes 2 turns, sometimes it's possible to clear it in 1, but that requires more resources. A 2-turn solution makes use of 3 units most of the time, while a 1-turn solution may make use of more units. Each week there are different setups to clear a map, so there is no universal solution that will work every time, though some strategies tend to be quite recurrent. This method makes use of the Lunatic difficulty, since it earns a max amount of Hero Merit, but it's also possible to do it with the Infernal difficulty. They both give the same amount of Hero Merit, so there is no real benefit to using the Infernal difficulty, aside from taking advantage of the extra units and the different layout for different solutions. As for its pros and cons, the map changes each week, so you have to change your strategy very frequently. You can deploy up to 8 units, from which you can normally farm 5, but it's also possible to farm all of them. It takes from 20 to 30 seconds to clear a map once. This depends mostly on the solution you're using and your loading times. Its difficulty varies from week to week. One map could be incredibly easy while the next one could be ridiculously difficult. I post some of the solutions I find each week on my YouTube channel. There are other people who do the same. I'll leave a link to a Reddit user that compiles those solutions in the description. This one is my preferred method, since it farms a lot of units, it's consistent enough, and it's very fun to find a solution each week, but that's just me. Although it can be very annoying to set up a different strategy each week. Ground, Hero Battle, Rotation are two sets of maps under the Special Maps section. They change each day and have a set order. They're based around a free hero that you can get by clearing them for the first time. The order is currently on screen. This order will always be the same. You have to bring 4 units, and the map is cleared once every enemy on the map is defeated. When a unit in your team is defeated, it causes a game over. This mode doesn't require any stamina, and you can't replay it with Fay Pass. This method consists on defeating all the enemies in the map as quickly as possible with auto battle. Some maps are more difficult than others. And now it's pros and cons. The maps are always the same and the order never changes, so it's very consistent. You can only bring 4 units, out of which the one fighting will probably already have their hero merit maxed. So most of the time, only 3 units will be getting hero merit, so the results are kind of low. The time it takes to clear a map once depends on the map and solution you're using, as well as your loading times, but I'd say it takes around 25 seconds. It's very easy to clear since there are many different methods to clear each map posted around. I'll leave a link to a video with some in the description. I'd say this is the easiest method, but also the one with the least results. I will only recommend this if you're unable to farm on rival domains. Forging Bonds is a mode under the events section where you clear maps to earn points, to earn rewards and unlock conversations with a set of 4 heroes. You can bring up to 4 units, the maps are always different, and the map is cleared once you defeat all the enemies on the map. It requires stamina and you can replay these maps with the Fay Pass. This mode gives double the amount of hero merit that you will earn normally. This method consists on clearing these maps over and over again with auto battle. There is no real strategy, since the maps are always different. Now it's pros and cons. As I said before, the maps are always different, so it's very inconsistent. Since it's an event, it will not always be available. This mode gives double hero merit, so the units used will max it out pretty quickly, but it's a bit limited since you can only bring 4 units. It is a mixed bag in terms of difficulty. Since the maps are always different, you'll have to rely on your units clearing the map on their own. This method is good in case you want to farm some strong units that you don't plan on using, and you can earn points for the event while you're at it. And lastly, there is just playing the game normally. I just do it like this for the units that I actually use. There are also different ways to farm. First is manually. It's pretty straightforward. You click the screen whenever you want to replay the map. It's pretty slow and you have to be constantly paying attention, but you don't have to pay or set up any program. Next is with the Fay Pass Auto Start. You have to pay for the Fay Pass to get access to this feature. It doesn't work with rival domains or Grand Hero Battles, but it does work with Forging Bonds and some other modes. If you're bold enough to farm with Forging Bonds and like to use money as toilet paper, this might be your best option. Lastly is using external programs. I'll let you figure this one out yourself, but keep in mind that it goes against the game's terms of service. But I'll probably make a video on this later. That will be it for the different methods and ways to farm, so now I'm going to talk about my guides. I upload a video with different ways to clear rival domains each week. The details are always in the description. I try to find at least 3 different solutions each week, one for each of the classifications I have. 2-turn free-to-play solution, 2-turn Gale Force solution, and 1-turn solution. There isn't a universal solution that works every time, but some types of units and skills are very recurrent in my solutions. For 2-turn free-to-play solutions, 2-range counter units like Picnic Leo, Valentine's Titania, or Halloween Rolf, melee counter units like Grommarth, Legion, Conrad, and flying beasts like Nesala are very recurrent. For 2-turn Gale Force solutions, a melee cavalry unit or sometimes a flying beast with Gale Force. Normally I use a Brave Roy or a 5-star Nesala. For 1-turn solutions, a legendary leaf. He is mandatory for my 1-turn solutions since he's the only 2-range unit with Gale Force. A melee unit with Gale Force, the type varies from week to week. Normally I use a Brave Roy, 5-star Cordelia, Yarn, or a 5-star Grommarth. There are also some units that are universally useful, like any dancer, singer, or equivalent. Normally I use the free 5-star Ninian. They might require to have Winds of Mercy. Also a 2-range or melee unit with Winds of Mercy or Escape Route. With Escape Route is more specific, since they have to be dealt a certain amount of damage. I normally use the units that are on screen right now. Keep in mind that most of these units can be replaced by other units, as long as they fulfill the requirements for that specific solution. Just as there are commonly used units, there are also some commonly used skills. With Inheritance, there's Winds of Mercy and Escape Route, to be able to warp towards the fort. There's Pass, to pass through the tiles occupied by enemies to reach the fort, and there's Launch, which is mostly needed for Gale Force solutions to be able to reach the fort. As for the Sacred Seals, there's Close Defense and Distant Defense to help a unit survive. There's stat boosting seals in case a unit is short on a specific stat, and there are Shield Seals to debuff an enemy without issue. It would be useful if you had these skills and seals at hand. And now some important notes about my guides. I had nowhere else to put these notes, so I'll just put them here. On 2-turn solutions, make sure that you don't defeat anyone on turn 1, or else a new unit will spawn on the enemy base on turn 2. Make sure that the units that aren't being used for clearing the map don't have any skills that could affect the solution, like weapons, assist skills, etc. It's preferable that they don't have anything equipped. Make sure that the units you're using are all level 40 to maximize the results. The max amount of hero feathers is 999,999. If you obtain any more feathers, they'll be lost, so make sure to use them. Here are some important notes about the AI. Units with the pass skill may move differently. Movement assist skills affect movement order. The order is on screen right now. A unit will always attack a fort or base if they are able to. If they don't, then it's because they can't. A dancer or an equivalent will always dance the first unit that gets in the range. There is an option in the settings menu called Assist Skills in Auto. The settings are on screen right now. The one used depends on the solution. And that will be it for this video. I hope I didn't miss anything. In case I did, I'll leave a note in the description or in a pinned comment. And yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.